Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and/or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFEDB.com for upcoming shows and more.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. Tonight we've got celebrity impersonators. That is right. As you can tell, I'm doing a little bit of madam for you this evening. You like these? These are my summer diamonds. Some are diamonds and some are not. But we have a fantastic show planned for you this evening. We have got KIKI Stratton from the fabulous House of Stratton joining us this evening. And the incomparable Jessica Stone DeLorean is joining us tonight, as well as my beautiful co-host Amethyst Diamond. But we need to get the show started properly with a little bit of who, what, where. Who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am the host of Inside the Drag Closet every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on WLFE-DB Radio. What am I wearing? Well, I wanted to give you a full Madam Fantasy this evening. So the makeup is pretty much all the makeup that I had in my kit. I just threw some fun stuff together. The nose and chin are by, where'd I put the box? I don't know where I put it, but, you know, typical Halloween store stuff. The wig is actually done by me. It is, in fact, all yarn. My earrings are fancy by design. You should be used to my jewelry by now. And this fur coat is from a lovely boutique I like to call Goodwill. I don't know. My husband found it, and I love it. So, and the dress is actually an Yzma Halloween costume. Don't judge me. And what's last? Where can you find me? Like I said, you can find me every Wednesday night right here on Inside the Drag Closet. I am joined by my fabulous hostesses, Amethyst Diamond, Anastasia Diamond, and Scarlet Overkill. We are bringing you fun new episodes every week. We are looking forward to it. I wanted to take a moment as well to say you kids took me advertising our new t-shirts and ran with it. Oh my God. Thank you so much. You have, by buying those shirts and stuff, you have actually funded the show for several months. So I want to say thank you. We do have several designs for our shirts. The lovely Inside the Drag Closet shirt, which is available in bright and dark colors in hoodies and t-shirts. And of course, we have the brand new logo for Inside the Drag Closet. You can find those at www.jadedevere.com/merch. All right, let's see who's watching. Nope, turn the banner off first. It's weird. I've been in these prosthetics for about an hour and my brain is just done. So we've got Robin and Vicky watching. Good to see you both. I'm glad you enjoy Madam. That is Madam with an E, of course. Frank Butler, need you gals tonight, honey. We're here for you. So have fun. We're all going to be having some fun. Feel free to grab a beverage. I'm drinking tea tonight. I'm not that exciting. Oh, Alicia, hello, all you beautiful creatures. Hello, Alicia. We can't wait to hear what questions you come up with this week. You put us on the spot last week, and I was living for it. Thank you so much. Oh, and my lovely husband reminded me you can also find me on TikTok now. I have over 2,000 followers, and I just started TikTok. You do one stupid video where you sound like you're saying something inappropriate and people love it. So, oh, and Cassie is watching tonight. Hello, beautiful. How are you? You know, I can't sit here all night by myself. I'm not the only one who did some celebrity impersonation this evening. So I want to bring in my fabulous co-host for the evening. You may call her Miss Jackson if you're nasty. Put your hands together for Amethyst Diamond.
Hi.
Hey girl, how are you doing?
Lovely, baby. How are you tonight?
I am fabulous. This wig is eating my brain though.
Is it?
It is a little bit, and my chin keeps falling off.
I know. I'm hoping the same thing for my nose tonight. I hope it doesn't fall off.
Oh my God. You know what? Let's get into it. Let's give us a little who, what, where.
Absolutely, everybody. My name is Amethyst Diamond, but tonight I am Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. What I'm wearing tonight is a replica of Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation costume from her 1814 album. The jacket came from Amazon, and I embellished it with some chain and the 1814 logo, little black hat, little microphone, and the earrings I made, and of course her signature hoop with her key, of course, as well. The nose is a light prosthetic piece. It's actually a Mayron scar and nose wax adhesive that I molded onto my nose. Everything else is, I feel like I don't have my normal amount of makeup on tonight, which is very strange for me. And I'm actually not wearing Rocks by Cox tonight. I'm sorry, Lolly, I love you. But tonight I'm wearing Diamond Originals. And ladies and gentlemen, you can find me usually on Wednesdays at Inside the Drag Closet here at 8:30 on Wednesdays. You can also find me on Facebook at Amethyst Diamond, and you can find me on the Instagram at Amethyst_Diamond1.
Girl, like you put in the work tonight.
You know, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. This is the first time I tried a physical impersonation of Janet, because I mean, as you know, I do Janet all the time. I love performing Janet Jackson. And tonight I was like, you know what, girl, you're gonna do the damn thing. You're gonna give him little Janet Jackson. You know, it's time to give a damn. Let's work together. Yes.
Yes. Girl, the comments are blowing up. Amethyst, you look amazing.
Thank you.
I love this one. Ready? Eric Brown. Okay, ladies, I see you.
Get that show going, Eric. Call me.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn, girl, if I wasn't before, I'm definitely nasty now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And Derek, of course, with You Better Work, Amethyst. Yes. Gasp for air.
It's all for you.
Girl, we sold so many t-shirts last week. Like,
I see that.
And you know what's crazy? We even have more t-shirts coming out this week. Do you want to see our newest design?
Yes.
Everyone, you can now go to www.jadedevere.com/merch and order yourself a Diamond Dish t-shirt or hoodie.
Shut the front door. I can't.
Girl, he put this together today, like just a little while ago. They are available in bright and dark colors. So basically, like, represent this girl. She is amazing.
I love it. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And during your segment tonight, you'll be joined with the new Diamond Dish logo.
Well, at least it's not Bernie Sanders, because last week, girl, I did not see him the entire time we were
And
on.
he was literally sitting there in your pussy willows.
In my bush. Yeah, just sitting there, being Bernie.
I feel very Bernie tonight.
A little bit. It's close. It's close.
Very serious.
If you squint real hard.
I'm not wearing my mask though. That's the difference. That's the distinction there.
Girl, you could not get a mask on that nose.
Oh no. A nose that enters the room 5 minutes before I do.
It'd be like a bed sheet.
Exactly. Luckily, she's very pliable.
Is it? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it silicone or like?
No, it's latex.
Okay.
Same thing. The irony being the chin doesn't actually go with the nose. The chin is from a devil set.
It works though.
Yep. It's actually red on the inside. I had to paint it.
Oh shit.
Yep, it's a witch's nose and that.
What did you apply it with?
Prosade, actually.
That's
A lot
what
of
they
queens
suggested
started
mine.
using it to glue down their eyebrows. I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? This Prosade works for prosthetics.
That's
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, I stand the Prosade. I love it. I finally got my thing open because I didn't use it for 8 months and it glued itself shut.
That happened to mine too. It turned in like a solid rubber ball.
Ooh,
Like, ugh, I can't use
yeah.
that. Because they suggested I use Prosade for the nose and scar wax, but I just use Cerakote gum. And then to blend it out, I took a Q-tip with a little rubbing alcohol just to blend it down real smooth. It just melted right into I love it.
Smart.
I have a feeling when I compete again, Miss Jackson's going to make an appearance.
As well, she should.
Yeah.
Amethyst as Janet is everything from Daniel Jackson.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, and I love Cassie's comment. I'm going to be broke buying Inside the Drag Closet merch. That's not what we're trying to do. Think of yourself first and then buy a hoodie.
Yes. Yes. I love that so much. That's fantastic. Thank you. Baby.
I showed it to the other girls earlier and I was like, I can't wait until Amethyst gets here and I'm going to show her live on the air.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Get your merch, people. Get your merch. Wear my face. Everybody wants to wear my face.
Speaking of the other girls, are you ready to interview one of our guests?
Yes, I am. Yes, yes.
Good. I'm so excited. I am thrilled to be bringing this guest back. We haven't had her since July 15th, but she is returning to Inside the Drag Closet in the illusion of Pat Benatar this evening. I'm super excited to bring back Ms. KIKI Stratton.
Hi.
Hey, Pat.
Hi, ladies.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just got my little alcohol going.
Little pickle juice.
Loosen up a little.
You're
So
pickling
can you
yourself.
give us a little who, what, and where?
So, who I am, my name is KIKI Stratton. I am a female impersonator out of New Mexico. I am wearing this is actually a gown. I just used it for the top for this halter piece. I made it myself, and then a leather jacket on top, a little bit of chains and some rock-aware, rocking some, oh, wrong side. I forgot this is mirrored. Little rock accessories, 80s style. And where you can find me, honestly, right now, there's not a lot of drag shows going on in New Mexico, so you can find me on Facebook at KIKI Stratton, or Instagram at KIKI Stratton Empress 26.
That's
Awesome.
amazing. Now, girl, I want to say a huge thank you to you because you helped me put this show together tonight.
I just get ideas and I'm like, girl, you should do a show that's like impersonation themed. Like, I just get ideas and I'm like, well, maybe. You never know. You could just throw it out there into the universe and see if it happens.
Oh, absolutely. And I am so grateful for that because, you know, we talked about it a little bit before. It's almost like a dying art form, impersonation.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I was really just presented with, like, a lot of drag queens here in New Mexico, especially at the Soch, they do a lot of impersonation stuff. A lot of the drag queens there have their own characters. And so being grown up in that home, you just find out who, like, the people will suggest to you, like, hey, you look like this person, you should do this person. And you just kind of just play with it and perfect it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, you dump it and go on to the next one. I have like 4 or 5 that are like, they work. They're all right. Like, they're not like to the T, but I mean, like, doing an impersonation, like, you'll warm your feet and get into it. And if you like it, then just run with it.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And that's
Amy,
that's
do you
what I
have
love
any
about-
questions for her?
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I love about doing this show, because we do so many different themes and we do so many things that, you know, I never thought to dabble in. or to
Yeah.
try to play my cards at. And like I said, tonight, this is the first time I've done a physical impersonation of Janet Jackson. And, you know, this is round one. It's only going to get better from here, but I'm pleased with it. You know, I'm pleased. So thank you for the suggestion of doing the show. Thank you.
Yes, it's a challenge, and it just makes you stronger as a performer. Like,
Absolutely.
now I bet you feel so much better doing Janet and looking like Janet. Like, it's a whole
Absolutely.
nother level of performance. And I know from like a fan standpoint, like, people appreciate the work that people that do impersonations put into this art form, because it is a lot of work, like details and the shapes. Like, it's hard to change your face into somebody else's. That's like the biggest understatement of impersonation statement ever. It's so hard to change your face into somebody else's.
Absolutely. And to mix drag into that, you almost have to go bigger and better than the actual person, you know, because it's basically a caricature of somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, like I had to do my chin, my cheeks, my nose, everything. And I learned a lot doing it. I learned a lot about what to do doing it and what to do. So yeah, it was a blessing. So I'm grateful.
And like, honestly, with impersonations, I feel like you almost have to have a notebook. That way you have these things that, like, you know what's good for it, what's not good for it. That way you're keeping tabs on maybe like improving and getting faster at doing the face. Is just like, okay, this didn't work. Like, don't do that again. These don't mix. Like, stuff like that, where it's like just tips for yourself that you just keep on hand, because I mean, once you get that catalog going, you're going to be great at it.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of doors for you as an entertainer as well.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of venues out there that specifically want celebrity impersonators. You know, those are big shows all over the nation, especially in Las Vegas.
Not only that, but piggybacking off of like nationals and stuff. Like, if you go and you're like impersonating something as your talent, like that gets you some points.
It does. It really does. I agree.
I have to say, the comment section right now is blowing up at the moment. Like, oh damn, Kiki gagged. Gives some major Pat Benatar invincible realness.
Yeah.
It's so good. The lovely Jamie Angel, they were saying, definitely loving the Pat Benatar vibe. Could you perform We Belong?
I could not, honestly. What's funny about this impersonation is she was popular before I was even born. So like, by the time I was born and like growing up, like she was already like, her like popular phase was already kind of over. Like, I was born in '89, and so like just to think of that, like, yeah, I can impersonate, and like I'll study like a certain video like over and over and over again and do that performance. I have not done We Belong, but I have done a few.
1989, I think that's when I released the Rhythm Nation album, actually. Yeah.
Now I have to come up with a weird fact about, nope, I'm not looking into Madam's background because it's going to be sad. Oh my God, so many. Frank, show just keeps, well, technically the show keeps getting better tonight.
Yes.
It happens. We're so glad everybody's enjoying this. Now, I have a fun question. Was there ever an impersonation that you tried and you were like, no?
I don't think so. I've done them, and they've landed on like a certain level where I can do them again and improve. I haven't really done one where I'm like, oh, that was horrible, I'm never doing that again. Like, every impersonation that I've tried, like, there is room for improvement, but I don't think I'm done with any of them. And they're like Lady Gaga, Gwen Stefani, Pat Benatar, and then I've also done Kylie Minogue before.
I can see that. Absolutely.
But yeah, they're super fun.
You sent me, I want to point out one of my favorites that I've seen. You sent me a whole bunch of them, but this one just makes me giggle. And it is Tina from Bob's Burgers.
That's fantastic.
She's honestly my spirit animal.
I love her. She's like the best character on that show.
Yes, I love it. And I have a funny story about that. I dressed as her for Halloween at work one time, and I'm in retail for like furniture. And so this guy came in and he was super pissed because his furniture hadn't come in. And I'm dressed as Tina, and I'm the one that has to deal with this angry customer. And I'm just standing there like, in my head, I'm like, I'm dressed as Tina right now. And I have to like deal with this person. It was just so funny because I was like, well, I can look into it, but like, I'm sorry your chairs didn't come that day, but like, the best I can do is look into it. Like, that's it. You're not getting chairs today.
No chairs for you. Sorry.
That's amazing.
In my little skirt.
Right? Oh my God.
I would have just started doing the.
Right. He would have not had it. He would have stormed out of there. I would have been fired.
He would have walked his ass out and never come back.
Yeah.
And still not gotten his furniture.
Yeah, no.
Well, Kiki, we are going to keep moving right along. I'm so happy you are back tonight. This is so much fun.
It is fun.
We're going to bring it back
with my idea.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Right.
Well, and that's the fun thing. Like, you came to me with this idea as I was like doing my makeup for something. I just flippantly was live streaming doing my makeup, and Kiki was like, "Hey, girl, have you thought about this?" And I was like, "Well, now that you mention it, let's talk. Let's do some things." And right. I'm so grateful for that. Like, you're amazing. You're an absolute sweetheart. Everyone out there, follow her on Instagram and Facebook and Venmo her some money because, you know, we're still in the COVID times.
Yes, definitely. And you can run with this and do like episode or volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, because there's so many drag performers that still do this art form.
Definitely. We need to figure that out. Like, we're going to talk more. Let's do a thing. Let's come up with a plan.
Sure, definitely.
Alrighty, we are going to bring you back very shortly. We have another interview to get to. See you soon. Oh, she's so sweet. I adore her.
Awesome. I love it. This is fun.
I remember the first time we had her on. Ironically, Fancy was my co-host that evening. And it was a Stratton family reunion.
That's so cool.
Because we had Kiki and we had Eva Angelica Stratton, who just one of the most beautiful human beings on the planet.
Aw. Has Candy been on?
Candy has not been on yet. Ironically, I have not met Candy yet. Fancy and I joke about this all the time.
I think I met Candy when Aida did her talent, when she did burlesque.
Gotcha.
When she was Christina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so funny because Candy and I know of each other, but our paths just keep missing.
Don't you love that? When you meet somebody that you've known for, years, it's like you've already known each other for so long.
Exactly. Speaking of which, that's how I kind of feel about our next guest, because we were kikiing earlier and I was like, how do we not know each other? Like, she's so sweet. She's so amazing. I want to read this intro because this cracks me up.
Go for it.
This is how you know they're friends, because I got all the tea.
Uh-huh.
Next to Inside the Drag Closet, I would like to give to you, in the illusion of Reba McEntire, half the age and twice the size, Louisiana's loudmouth, put your hands together for Jessica Stone DeLOREAN!
Hi, guys.
Hey, Fancy.
How's it going?
Wonderful.
Oh, you look so sis. This nose is giving me everything that I need right now.
Stop it. It's still healing. It's healing.
Talking to me.
It's fabulous. It's a night of noses. It really is.
Right? It's a nose impersonation night. I love that. Next up, Gonzo.
Oh, well, yeah.
Actually, I did get a comment here from Jamie Angel. Madam, you need a pointed star hat and a star robe from my favorite memory of Lady Elaine from Mr. Roger.
Yep. 100%.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Not a lot of people remember that Madam was on Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Not a lot of people remember that, but she was. I love that you're doing Madam, because I feel like I told you earlier. I feel like I'm one of the only people my age who actually know who she is, and like know that she and Waylon Flowers controlled that center square on Hollywood Squares for the longest time.
Oh, absolutely. I recommend to everybody get Madam's book.
Mhm.
It is a whole bunch of shenanigans.
That's
hilarious too.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like, what Waylon Flowers got away with in that time was scandalous
Girl.
and just amazing.
Yes,
But we got a little off track.
we did.
So, to cycle back around, Ms. Jessica, why don't you give us a little who, what, and where?
Well, hi, my name is Jessica Stone DeLorean. I am the loudmouth of Louisiana. I currently reside in New Mexico, and I am a celebrity impersonator by trade. This is what I do. I do about, I think the last count we did was like 10 or 12 celebrities, kind of over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. I am wearing I'm giving you very TV show Reba right now, very much that beginning I'm a survivor situation. The very short wig. The rocks are by Lucinda Holliday and Made for a Queen. This is just a little shirt that I found at my favorite place in the entire world, the Goodwill. And I love it because it just kind of shows off my delicate feminine shoulders and shows how much of a true lady I really am. And you can find me online on Instagram at JSD_celebrity impersonator. You can find me on Facebook under Jessica Stone DeLorean. And I believe there's a YouTube channel with some stuff of me on it, but it's not one that I control. So I guess type my name in and you'll find some stuff. But yeah, that's the who, the what, and the where.
Amazing.
Excuse me, as I choke to death on my words. Oh.
We've all been doing that all night. It's craziness.
Not the Rona, I swear.
So, Amethyst, I'll throw it to you again. Do you have any questions for Jessica?
Yes, Jessica, being a celebrity impersonator, now is Reba your go-to for celebrity impersonation, or do you have another card up your sleeve?
So actually, I have several cards up my sleeve.
Yeah.
My go-tos and the ones that are requested, I should say, are definitely Reba. I also do Bette Midler, and I also do Cher quite a bit. So there's Bette.
Look at that.
That's her. She's I haven't done Winifred Sanderson yet, and then here we got Cher. So these are the ones that really are called upon the most. But in the past, I have done Marilyn Monroe. I've done Barbra Streisand, Joan Crawford, quite a few others. But the ones that I'm kind of pulled to, oh, there's Marilyn.
That's fantastic.
The ones that Joan having a very soft moment without a hanger. You know. But this is my go-to generally. If somebody says, hey, we need a celebrity impersonation, because this is the one that she is truly near and dear to my heart. I've grown up with this woman. She's I'm from the South, so naturally she's Queen Bee where I'm from. And you know, it's very interesting because a lot of people back home look at me and they're like, oh my God, you do this so well. And I'm like, well, y'all beat it down my throat for so long. How could I not at this point? You know, thank God I had the face for it, because I already had the moves down. I was putting towels on my head and walking around in a red towel, like dropping it like I was fancy for some reason, when I was like 7 or 8 years old. So, but yeah, back to the question. She is one of my go-tos. Her, Bette Midler, and Cher are the ones that I do the most.
That's awesome. Yeah, growing up, you know, in the 80s and 90s, I watched Janet and studied her every move. During competitions, I've done her music, you know, to compete in all the dance moves and the costumes and all that stuff. What I would love to do, like, take celebrity impersonation, but I would love to do a duet show.
Oh,
where
yes.
like you could find like a Vince Gill or somebody that she's performed with, and I could do like a Michael Jackson as well and do Scream. I would love to do celebrity duets.
Well, you just won the pageant with that right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Literally.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm thinking I need to find someone to be Waylon and have his fist shoved up my butt the whole show.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Well,
yeah, I'm sure we can do that.
If that's
That
what you're
shouldn't be a
into,
problem.
I mean, I don't kink shame, but Lord, that might be a little uncomfortable after an hour or so, don't you think?
A tad.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. It just might be a little uncomfortable.
You know, it's fun. The mental image happened. All right.
Yes.
Now
Sure
we're
did.
going to get off that topic. It's funny you mentioned that because now I'm like, while I love that I did Madam, I'm literally looking at a wig over there. Like, Amethyst's statement and Jessica's statements both made me think I really should have just bitten the bullet and done Cyndi Lauper because she is so iconic. And when I was little growing up, my best friend, she was Madonna and I was Cyndi Lauper.
Cool.
I love that.
Like, I'm like, next time we have a celebrity impersonation night, I'm going to try some Cyndi Lauper.
Well, I have a funny story about Cyndi Lauper, if you have a second.
Sure do.
So I'm originally from New Orleans. Born and bred. That was where I grew up. I cut my teeth in drag on Bourbon Street. And my husband and I were working at a club called Lucky Pierre's, and we were the top female impersonation bar in the city at the time. We did like 27 shows a month. Just rotating, very much a tourist trap. It was a thing. But one night we had a very special guest come in, and I happened to have been hosting karaoke. I'm a singer by trade as well. So I was singing, and they bring in this guest, and the guest is Cyndi Lauper. She walks into the room. My jaw hits the floor, but I'm still singing. I don't even remember what I was singing. I think I was singing like, "Oh, Don't Touch Me" by Etta James or something obscure that nobody had ever heard about. So they bring her into the room and they're like, "This is our karaoke bar and this is our karaoke hostess, Jessica." And she walks up to me and she was probably this high. I'm not kidding. Like, she came up to the middle of my shoulder and she walked up to me and she put her arm around me and she goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing singing in a shithole like this?" I could have literally walked out in front of a car at that moment and been totally fine dying at the ripe old age of 22.
Right.
Because it was like, Cyndi Lauper has made a comment about your voice. She has asked you why you're singing in a shithole like this. So Cyndi Lauper cussed. And then she just talked to me for for a little while the rest of the night. And we just like talked and we had a drink. And it was one of those things that I was just like, this is your life, Jessica Stone DeLorean. This is what is going on for you right now.
Hey, that's
Insanity.
So cool.
That's such a magical story. Like, some people are like, don't meet your heroes, but that's the exact opposite. Sometimes you got to risk it because stuff like that happens.
We had a DJ get fired that night because the management said, "Cyndi Lauper's coming in. She's going to be in a very private, secluded place. We're not drawing attention to her." Well, the DJ decided that he was going to play Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And I've never seen my little 4'9" manager she looked like Steven Tyler, but the lesbian version. She had the gray stripe and everything. So she ran to the DJ booth and fired him on the spot, and she took care of the rest of the show.
Ooh.
Good for her.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Girl did not want to have fun.
Not at all. No, it was not time for that girl to have fun. No.
And that's nice of her to do that because, being a celebrity like that, you don't always want that.
Well,
kind of
don't we know it? I mean, look at us. I don't want to walk out looking like this and have people glomming onto me. Please glom onto me. Please do that. I love that shit.
Don't listen to her. We love that.
Love that shit.
Send us love. Just don't touch us.
Right. Don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
Yeah. And we have merch.
Exactly. Merch is available at www.jadedevere.com/merch.
Ooh.
Well, kids, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back for a little bit of Diamond Dish. And then make sure you've got your questions ready because we are going to have Kiki and Jessica joining us for the rest of the show. So we will be back in just a few minutes. See you soon, kids.
Bye.
WLFE-DB.com, where you can find vodcast shows, podcasts, and more, like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Paratalk Radio, Just Cindy, and more. So go check out WLFE-DB.com, where talk radio is a whole lot better. Our shows are your shows, and that there makes for a great talk radio.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Ted Van Son Jr. is a seasoned investigator and well-versed in the ways of paranormal investigation. He is now ready to share his ideas and unique approach with all of you. Flashlight, recorder, and comfortable shoes. Hit the ground running as you follow this easy step-by-step guide to a fun and thorough paranormal investigation, perfect for first-time and lightly seasoned investigators. Think outside the paranormal box. Learn all about the technology and techniques used back in the early days of paranormal investigation. You can find these valuable resources online at Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Amazon. Get yours today.
Hi, I'm Jenna Grover. In the world of fashion, we get lost in the cost. Everyone wants that special piece of quality jewelry, but they can't afford it. Not on my watch. I sell handmade quality jewelry for a fraction of the price, and that includes jewelry made of sea glass, natural stone, crystal beads, glass beads, Bigfoot jewelry, and more. If you don't see what you want, email me, because I make custom jewelry too. Check out my website at gbythesea.com. Also, you can email me at jewelry@gbythesea.com.
You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hello, kids. Welcome back to Inside the Drag Closet. Are you ready for the third installment of Diamond Dish? And did you catch that a little earlier? We do have merch available with my face on it. Can you imagine? Buy them now. Buy them now before they sell out, which they will. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about self-love and self-confidence and learning to love the skin you're in and the person that you were born to be. There's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of judgmental people out there. And those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. It's important to really learn to love yourself. It's not being selfish. It's not a matter of being conceited. It's knowing who you are and who you are meant to be in this world. And once you harness that power, you're unstoppable. Your light just glows from within you, and it's contagious. To see somebody who is powerful and confident and knowing who they are and knowing that no one can stop them is such a beautiful thing to share with the rest of the world. I grew up with a single parent. I was biracial, and then, I discovered that I'm a little different because I'm also gay. I wasn't always accepted by the outward communities. And it wasn't until I came out when I was 18 that I really harnessed who I was. I was like, you know what? This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is my life, and it's going to be my life. And I'm going to use it in a positive manner to spread the light and the love and to make the world a better place. It's time to give a damn. We've got to work together, as I say in Rhythm Nation, 1814. Look it up. But, just finding the love and the light is so important to do. And knowing who you are, it's okay to be different. It's okay to, to look different, to sound different, because it makes you unique. You are the only you in this world. And, time is short. We only have so much time in this world. So make it worthwhile. Make it worthwhile and just love the skin that you're in because it's yours and it's beautiful. And I want to spread that to everybody. It's so important. Don't doubt yourself. Don't judge yourself. You know, just do you and be you. You know, isn't that right, Jade? Isn't that right?
It's completely. If I did it the wrong way. I was like, yes, nope,
I'm over here.
yes.
I'm over here.
Where am I? Well, and that's one thing, you know, to piggyback on that, that's something it took me a long time to get used to. There are a lot of physical things I don't like about me, but I like me, you know.
Exactly. I have the worst skin in the world, you know, and for the longest time, I'd try to cover it up, or I would just be so embarrassed and feel like people were staring at me. But you know what? I'm textured. I'm not bland. You know, it's me. And I don't care what you think about it because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
When my husband and I, our very first Christmas together, it was funny. He got me a present I wasn't expecting. He got me basically gift cards for skin treatment. Yeah. So I went and got a chemical peel, and then he came back later and he was like, that was kind of a shitty gift. I was like, no, it wasn't. That was an amazing gift.
Oh.
And so he beat himself up a little bit for it. I'm like, no. I'm grateful for that because, you know, my skin texture is much better now than it was. But, you know, and we're rough to our faces. I mean, there's a lot of cosmetics on here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? This is, you get one shot at this. You get one shot at life. Don't spend it, you know, doubting yourself or looking down on yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're going to wake up, you're going to be 80 years old and go, damn, why did I not just live life to the fullest? Because you get one shot. Here's your one chance, Fancy. Don't let me down. You hear that, Reba? You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, do you, babies. Do you.
It's so true.
Do you.
We say this, of course, sitting here in full drag, but you know what? This is
somebody else.
Exactly. If you can't love you, be someone else.
Yeah, you know, I mean, everybody's heard RuPaul say that. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to learn to love somebody else? No truer words have ever been spoken. Because until you are truly happy and comfortable and satisfied with who you are, you will never, ever, ever share that or get that from anybody else on this planet. Anybody else. That comes from you. Write that down.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Write that down. It comes from you. And any successful relationship.
My nose on my notepad.
Any successful relationship, be it, you know, romantic or friendship, you know, your happiness and your success doesn't come from that other person. They can never give you what you need from you. You know, a successful relationship is two people or a group of people who are already happy and okay with themselves, sharing that happiness with each other. And you just live, it piggybacks on itself. You know, I'm happiest around happy people. You know, it's simple. It's a simple concept. It really is.
I love that. That was a beautiful bit of Diamond Dish this evening.
Buy my merch.
Buy her merch. If you enjoyed Diamond Dish this evening, you know, where is it? I have to scroll all the way down. We have the Diamond Dish hoodie and t-shirts. Okay, they're gonna get sick of me hawking the merch now. All right, girl, let's bring our fabulous guests back again. We are ready for your questions. Once again, coming back to Inside the Drag Closet, the fabulous Miss Kiki Stratton and the amazing Jessica Stone DeLorean. With our birthday.
She grew hair that fast. That's how you a drag performer.
It grew that fast. It's crazy, right?
That's my first Reba right there. That's my Reba.
Well, and you said, here's your one chance fancy. This is the fancy. This is the one that everybody thinks about. Yeah, well, and I have to plug the designer and the one who made it, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Miss Kiki Stratton, right there, right there.
Oh, hey!
Look at that.
Okay.
That thing was not an easy feat either.
No,
well done.
It was not. How many nights was I at your house for this dress? Oh,
4 or 5
in a row. Can you imagine dealing with me 4 or 5 nights in a row? I tell you.
That's fabulous.
So we do have a fabulous question here from Vicky. Kiki already answered this, so we'll throw it to Jessica. Has there been an impersonation that you tried that was a flop, and what did you learn from that?
Oh, honey, how much time do you have? Oh my God. So for me, because this is my main form of drag, it's all about keeping it fresh, keeping it moving, and like trying not to do the same thing over and over again. The one that comes to mind was the night that I decided I was going to try to do Joan Rivers. And Jade, you will not find a picture of that in those photos that I sent you because it was a disaster. The only thing that I had that was, I'm sorry, this one piece of hair is bugging the ever-living life out of me. Okay, we're good. So the only thing that I had down was the voice because I actually did a big comedy monologue, right? So I did the voice. The hair was wrong. The outfit was wrong. The face was wrong. It was just not for me. But what I learned from it is just because someone says you should be able to do it does not mean that you can do it. Because what they see, and maybe if the person who had told me I could do it had done my face, maybe it would have worked out differently. But it was one of those things that I was like in such a rush to get something done. I was like, okay, I have got to find something new for this show because this was when I was doing an almost weekly impersonation show here in New Mexico. And I was like, I can't keep going out there and doing Bet. It's just getting old. It's just getting old. So I think if the person who had told me I could have done it would have painted me, it would have been very different. But I was not discouraged. As you can see, it did not stop me. I just continued on until I found the ones that work. And it's like cherry picking the ones that do and the ones that don't.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And Jessica and Kiki, who are some of your inspirations that are also celebrity impersonators? Like, what impersonators out there do you go, damn, they're good?
Off the top of my head right now, for me, it would be the people who have mentored me. I have been so lucky in this. This hair is by Kevin Wiley. He was a Reba impersonator where Patrick in Lake Tahoe, where Patrick Ross was doing Bet, and I got lucky enough to work with both of them to build these characters. So Kevin Wiley, Patrick Ross, Coco Vega is like my goddess. So she helped me a lot with my Bet. That second picture that you showed the first time, Jade, was my Coco Vega face. And just seeing the different, that is the Coco Vega face. And it's funny because Patrick Ross, the night that I did that face, he texted me and he was like, you had Coco help you with your face tonight, didn't you? And I was like, how did you do that? So yeah, Coco Vega. Who else? Chad Michaels, of course. I look to him for all of my Cher. Everything, because Chad is Cher. Candy Stratton, Kiki's mother, who I've been lucky enough to meet, is such an inspiration for me. Frank Marino, all those gals that worked with him, I have seen them all, and like it's amazing because they took what they do and they made $1,012,000 off of it. And I'm like, how do I do that? I just want to do that. Please. Have
you seen their show in Vegas?
I have not seen their show physically. I have seen the DVD of it. I did not make it out to Vegas before it closed.
So good.
Apparently the news on the street is they are coming back to Vegas, which is very exciting.
That's good.
So I know Kenneth Blake was doing a lot of stuff at Mary's in Vegas. And he's another one. I'm actually looking at doing Dolly next. So he's who I'm looking at for my Dolly, you know?
Yeah.
Those are my go-to goddesses.
Kiki, what about you?
I look more to like the local people who have done impersonations before because like Cameron said, or Jessica said, sorry, they are the ones who mentored you. Like Madison Eriks, who is also a drag queen who has done many impersonations, like Lucille Ball. Who else has she done?
She's done Lucille Ball, Mary Poppins. She's done, oh goodness, who else?
She's done so many.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, yeah.
Spot on.
Her and Patrick Ross have probably given me the most like makeup tips as to like how to shape your face differently and just placement and stuff like that. I honestly have not really looked into a lot of impersonators across the country, and probably because I'm not really known here for impersonations. I'm more like I'll do an impersonation if it like drives me to do it, but I'm not like known for impersonations like Jessica is. But those two definitely, Patrick Ross and Madison Eriks, have really stepped aside and said like, hey, like, have you ever thought of doing this person? You can do this makeup trick and that. And it really does help. Like those makeup tips, like I said, like just write them down. Like they'll be as true as gold, and you do them every time. And like this, like my upper lip, you just draw it a little bit higher, and that's Pat Benatar's lip. Like she has a really defined upper lip.
And one of the things too that I must say with this is like, if this is something that you're looking into doing, know that, like I said earlier, not everything is going to work out, but that should not discourage you from continuing on, because just because one didn't work doesn't mean another one won't. There have been so many for me that have just not, they've been total fails. Like you spend all the money on the outfit, on the hair, on the makeup the specific makeup that you need, and then they don't work out. But it's kind of like throwing things at a wall, you know, eventually something's going to stick. So if impersonation is something that you're planning on doing and that you want to do well, and this is something that you love, you're going to go for it as much as you can. So don't give up and listen to those gals who are giving you the advice. Kiki was bringing up the local gals, and I feel like such a shit for not bringing them up, because they have helped me a lot too. Like Patrick is one of our locals, Madison. Sitting between them and like hearing their tips is what has gotten me to where I am. Lariah Daniels, the first time I did Reba, she looked at me and she was like, it's good. It could be better though. And then she sat down with me and she was like, this, and this. Fix them, and I guarantee you it'll work for you.
That's awesome.
So it's just listening, you know?
Exactly.
I think that's a very valid point too, because a lot of performers, the performers that really know what they're doing, got there because they know how to listen and they absorb the information. Now, sometimes that information is crap. So you have to know, you know, pick and choose your battles. You know, don't say yes to everything that people tell you. Kind of go, okay, I see what you're saying, but here's how I'm going to implement it. You know,
but here's what you're saying, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Another good question here from Robin. Who is the one person who you would like to impersonate that you have not done yet? Let's start with Kiki on this one.
I would do Pat Benatar. Just kidding.
Definitely has not done her yet. Definitely
not. One that I left out was Selena. I've done Selena as well, but I haven't really looked into any that I would potentially want to do. Like every impersonation that I've done, like somebody has told me like you look like this person, like you should try it out. So like, who should I be?
Who am I?
Who is she? Actually, everybody out there, put that in the comments. Who do you think we should all be?
Yeah, let's hear that.
That'll be a good one, because it like drives you to like try something new too.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm always down with that. Always down to try something new. It keeps it fresh, keeps you current.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. Jamie Angel said the same thing. What impersonation have you considered doing but not tried yet? How about you, Jessica?
So I have a list about 90 miles long of impersonations that I want to do. So I'll give you my top 3 right now. So because I'm working on her already, it's Dolly. Just because I love everything that she stands for. And if I can be some sort of representation of her, then that's a big thing for me. And that's a lot of why I do my divas that I do, the ones that I love so much. Because I can be kind of part of their lineage, part of that story, you know. So Dolly Parton, the one that I have not touched and I'm scared to death because we have a gal who does it and I don't want to I don't want to step on toes, is Lucille Ball. Coco Vega, the last time we talked, she was like, if you look at your Reba face, you've got Lucy's cheeks already. You have to adjust the eye and put on the wig. So Lucille Ball, and then this is such a corny one. I want to do Liza Minnelli so bad. I just want to.
Oh, I could see that.
I just want, but it's kind of a crappy thing that I want to do her, because I want to do the soundbite of the night that she fainted at the palace. It's terrible. I know it's horrible, but like, you're
doing it now. You have to do that. I want to see that.
That's what it is, and you know, those gals are like so iconic to me, and I look at them and I'm like, yes, that's what it should be. You know, that is the definition of a celebrity to me, are these women who have kept themselves relevant. How is Reba McEntire still relevant after she started in 1979? It is
because she was Colonel Sanders.
Right, she was Colonel Sanders. But it's doing that kind of stuff that's gotten her to where she's at, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just the icons. I love them. I love the icons, and I love the stories that they have to tell in their songs.
I love that.
In regards to Reba McEntire, you know, two of my top two, Cody Collins.
Oh my God.
I mean, you don't have to say anymore. Cody Collins.
No, that's the only thing you have to say.
Yep. Her and Sabrina White.
I have not actually seen Sabrina White do her yet. I have not. That's one that I've been told I need to look at. Because for me, like, of the pageant gals, Savannah Stevens.
Yeah.
I live for Savannah Stevens.
Oh yeah.
But Cody Collins is like, we're talking pageants. That's the gal.
Absolutely. What a
legend. Complete.
Her Judy Garland. Oh my God. Stupid good.
And it breaks my heart too, because it's like, she's so iconic.
Yeah.
So we've actually got a lot of good responses coming into the question I asked. A lot of them for Kiki, and I love these.
Yes.
Kiki, Stockard Channing as Rizzo from Grease.
Thank you. Thank you.
That would be amazing. There's another really good one. Marie Osmond.
That would be sickening.
Yep.
One for Amethyst. Whitney Houston or Dionne Warwick.
Okay, I'm down.
So when you came on as Janet, what I saw was Dionne Warwick too, because of the way that you had shaped your cheeks and the eyebrow that you had done.
Yeah.
I was like, that gal could do Dionne. She could. She could get it.
Little blonde wig.
Well, write it down.
What the world needs now.
Well,
sweet love.
Again, iconic. Like, why would you not want to do that? You know?
Right.
I just got one. I would love to see Jade impersonate Robin Williams as Mrs. Doubtfire.
That would be hilarious.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
But I think that you would have to do the one where she dips her face in the pie.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
Makeup done.
Just like, bam. Oh my God, I'm finished.
Exactly. Just a bathrobe and
stiff peaks.
Yeah.
Right. Soft peaks.
Another one that I see for you, Jade, and this probably will appeal to your theater kid. I need to see you do Edna Turnblad in that Welcome to the 60s with the fur, with the feathers on that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I need to see that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did that once in a huge AIDS fundraiser years and years ago. The whole theme was Broadway musicals, and it ended with You Can't Stop the Beat. And it's funny, I came out and we were all singing live, and I was singing like Harvey Fierstein singing it, and people were turning to the producer of the show and was like, oh my God, amazing. We didn't even know Jamaica Stevens was going to be here. Jamaica's a fabulous queen. She passed away a number of years ago, but this was before she passed, and everyone's like, that's amazing. Jamaica and I look nothing alike. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
That happens sometimes.
But that voice, though. That voice.
You can't stop my happiness because I like the way I am.
One night I was in this wig and I was just doing like some silly photos or something for TikTok. And somebody texted me and they were like, "Oh my God, I loved your Winona Judd."
Oh,
Why do you think that? Like, why do you think like you can't do her though?
But I can. That's the thing. I could totally do Winona Judd. It's not a problem. Like, it's done.
It's like when
obviously.
I called you Griffin, remember?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. One night I was outside. I just had a wig on and I had my face done. And I was in like ugly sweats that I had brushed all of my makeup brushes off in and like a tank top. And Kiki walks up to me and she goes, "Oh my God, Kathy Griffin, I love you so much."
Oh, no.
Her MTV special where she like this is my house and blah blah blah. This is my assistant. It's very that. Like she was just in sweats, Kathy Griffin. You know.
What was that? Life on the D list?
My Life on the D List.
Life on the D list.
My Life on the D List. Such a great show. Deserved more than 2 seasons, really.
Yeah.
accurate.
That's so
Oh my God,
cool.
these ideas coming in are just cracking me up. Jade as Ethel Merman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Game on.
And I think you could sing her too.
Probably.
She's a fun one to sing. I think you could do that.
My husband came up with Kiki as Michelle Pfeiffer.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Throw a blonde wig on
Absolutely.
her and she's got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to see her as Grease 2 Michelle Pfeiffer, though.
Yes. Cool writer.
That
What's
movie,
funny is this face is totally different than like my drag face.
which is so funny, like
Same.
the overdrawn lip, you look so serious and so intent right now.
I know. I have to paint a smile on in drag because otherwise I'll have RBF.
Oh, no.
I paint my top lip like curved up and like extended so that way I have like a smile. Because if I'm just sitting here, like somebody would be like, "Girl, who you throwing shade to?" I'm like, nobody. I'm just sitting here.
Well, I was
know, but I
throwing
was doing
shade,
my
but
eyes
not
tonight.
with my face.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I did my eyes tonight. Like I have eyeliner on and some brown and orange eyeshadow. I'm like, I don't have any makeup on. Like,
and that's another thing too. Gals who are looking at doing celebrity impersonation, remember, celebrity impersonation is not drag. We are not overdoing it. Like, if you look, I have the tiniest little whisper of an eyebrow on here. The white in the center is only to bring attention to that right there. Generally, when this is done on stage, everything's very yellow. I'm very white tonight because I'm under white lights, but I had to learn how to paint small because I come from the old school drag where it's like big eyebrows, big cut crease. Like learning to change that is definitely a thing. And a lot of these gals will get on and they're like, "I'm doing Lady Gaga." And I'm like, "Oh, well, your face is too big for that." No.
right. Yeah.
You might be doing a Gaga song, but that ain't her face.
Yeah, you really have to sometimes downplay what we're used to doing. You know, because that drag is not the female impersonation of your character.
And a lot of it is underpainting too. Like, there's an art in that underpaint. And I'm so lucky to have a best friend, Kiki Stratton, who taught me how to underpaint. Like, she taught me what it's about to underpaint, and it has changed the whole game.
Right now.
So am I.
That would have to be repeated to me. I'd be like, "You want me to do what?"
Right.
Not put on what? No, I can't do that.
I had a thought and it just evaporated from my brain.
What's funny is Jade is not underpainted; she's overpainted, but it's fabulous. I love it.
Yeah,
I went soft and subtle.
What I found out with underpainting is it helps with the subtlety because you're highlighting and contouring underneath what you powder on top of. So it's already giving that highlight and contour to your face before you add any powders on top of it. So if you're going for a subtle look, like tonight I did like white under here, like where my highlights were, and then foundation everywhere else. And then once I powdered it, married the two together. So it's a skin tone now. And then all I had to do is pretty much just dust on my highlight rather than like sit there and bake, which you would normally do for like a drag show. So underpainting helps for like if you're doing day drag, like if you're going out during a day gig, you don't want to be painted for the spotlight. Like you want to be like be like blended and gorgeous and dewy and whatever other fabulous words you can pull out of your purse. But like that underpaint super helps with being more like natural, other than like an extreme contour.
I like tried what was that, Amy?
I was going to say my focus for Janet was like cheeks, nose, and chin.
Correct.
You know, like the eyes are, you know, there's really no look. She has an almond-shaped eye, but I mean, Janet is cheeks, nose, and chin, like, and that's it. That's really it. So
it's very much like Bette Midler. Bette, when I do her cheeks, and lucky for me, even though I had braces, my teeth are still very large. So when I do her cheeks, all of this is highlighted. And I was telling Jade beforehand too, that when I do the Bette Midler contour and actually like blushing the cheek, it doesn't go into the highlight. It stays along the line that I've drawn. It can't go high up, because if so, then that's bringing your face down. So what happens is you literally take a white cream, you powder it, you pound it down, you powder over the top of it, and that's your highlight. And then you draw everything else on top of it and you leave that white.
Yeah. Ironically, that's my normal face.
Yeah.
When I'm in drag, I'm like, yep, let's just go crazy here. I did, I wish I had photos of it, but I don't. I did a Jennifer Coolidge a while ago. And I was like, I felt so weird because like no lashes, just a little bit of dark eyeshadow, and the brow was there. And I was like, I feel amazing. Okay, I'm there.
I think you're the only one with an actual drag lash on tonight.
I might be.
Because this is literally like stuff you can find at the store. Like you can buy it at Walgreens.
Wow.
That's what I did too. I bought the tiniest lashes. I was like, Amethyst, this is stupid.
Girl, this ain't
tiny little real girl lashes. I'm like, ooh, I can't do this. I can't do it anymore.
So I want to talk about. All right, I want to talk about one of my favorite photos that was sent to me while we were prepping for this show. Look, Amethyst isn't wearing pads.
Oh, did y'all catch that? Yeah.
Don't worry, we aren't either.
I'm a real girl tonight.
Right. But one of my favorite pictures that was sent, it's Kiki as Nancy from The Craft.
Praise.
That's awesome.
Obsessed.
It's Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk. Who would have thought?
It's her. I don't know how. And when she did that, the night that she came into the bar, I literally looked at her and I was like, you cannot be near me right now. You look insane. You can't be near me.
Well, do you remember when she was Dorothy?
Oh, the Wheelers. They used to scare the crap out of me.
Who was the evil queen in that? What was her name?
You know, I don't remember.
I don't remember. I barely saw it for the first time like 4 weeks ago, maybe. Our friend was like, "You've never seen it?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "It's the trippiest, weirdest movie you've ever seen."
It is.
Nope, that's not her.
Yeah, but I also found some incongruencies within that one versus the first one. It's like, how come the chicken can talk but Toto couldn't?
Bok Bok. Aw.
Jean Marsh.
Mombi.
Yes.
Mombi.
Yes.
Mombi.
Wait.
Right?
Hold on.
And she changed heads, right?
Her faces, yeah.
I love Jack. Jack was so cute.
And I have to say, Kiki, like, with that Fairuza Balk look, here's another one. Crazy characters just work for you.
They do.
Let's have some Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Like, sometimes I just get an idea and I just run with it. And I come from an art background, so making the shapes on the face is a little bit easier, like coming for me. Just changing the lip shape and the eyebrow. Like, I get a straight on photo and then I get a side photo just so I can like do like the contours and stuff, and it really helps. That's like one of my tips for doing impersonations is get a straight on photo and get one from like the side where you can see like the angles of their contour or their cheekbone and stuff like that, their jawline.
And to piggyback on that, the one trick that one of the tricks that Patrick Ross taught me, get a photo and transpose it to black and white so you can see the highlight and the recess where you need to build that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Write that down. Write that down.
Well, and you know what's funny is with that look, and she doesn't brag on herself enough, so I'm going to do it for her. Kiki is a phenomenal performer, okay? Like, when she is on stage, there are queens who command attention and demand attention. Kiki doesn't have to do anything. She walked on stage and just is. So when she did Bellatrix Lestrange, she did a full, like, hair flipping, like, wah, 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 wah number.
Oh, it was a mix. It was all in
like,
there.
Drag
it's on Facebook
mix.
somewhere.
Fantastic. But you know, she barely moved. It was insane. She just barely moved. And nobody could take their eyes off of her. That's one of the other reasons that I hate her. That and she's thin. Asshole.
We got some more questions coming in. These are good. How do you decide who to impersonate? Is it always who you look like, or go outside the realm and try the non-twinsies with just makeup and wigs and clothes to get the look?
It's kind of both, honestly.
Yeah, that's
like, sometimes you just want to like find somebody who like has the same face shape. Like with me, I painted as Pat Benatar tonight because I have her same face shape. It doesn't take a lot of makeup for me to change my face into her. Yeah. And one of the reasons why I did her tonight is because I got out of work at 4 and I needed to be on this at 6:30. So I only had a limited amount of time to paint. So I was like, it's not going to take me a long time to transform into her. So that's who I'm going to do. But for others, like Bellatrix Lestrange, you would barely be translatable. Yeah. But like sometimes you just need that sort of challenge to get you out of your box and just think of new things to do.
And me, I'm lazy. Okay. Look, I come on here and I look like this and it feels like it's a lot of work, right? But it's literally 2 triangles, a weird U shape, and 2 half circles. So I go for more of the ones that I feel will translate to my face. There are some that are challenges. Barbara Streisand is a challenge for me. I've done her before, I think twice, and I pull her off, but it takes a lot of work because we all know Barbara is very soft, very dewy, very like not a lot of makeup. She's very natural. Yeah. So in doing her, it's finding the way to transform this brick bust that I have as a boy into a pretty woman, because I'm a handsome boy, kind of, but that is
hi Trey.
Not always what I look like, but so
hi.
But for me, it's like I like to see the change from boy to girl. Because I don't like to look at, like, I see too much of myself in this tonight. And so it's kind of driving me nuts. But even still, like, I know that it works, but I'm the only one that sees it, you know, like it's just me. So for me, I like to go with the ones that look like me, but kind of make me look like the girl version of me.
Yeah. And did the rest of you go through that when you first started drag? Were you like, I can still see me? Like, you know what I mean?
Even today,
I went through that for the longest time.
Today, Jessica said, I was painting for Pat Benatar, and I was like, did I change enough? Like,
right? Like, you look like a dude.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I'm comfortable, guys.
Well, and maybe, I don't know if you guys kind of grew up in the same kind of drag that I did, but like where we come from, my husband and myself, we literally were told, you must look like a woman. You must be passable in daylight. you must be this or you cannot work here. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to give up $26 an hour to glue down my eyebrows. It ain't going to happen. So when I started my cabaret show on Bourbon Street, I was I didn't glue down my eyebrows. I wore enough base to cover. I shaved real close, and I wore just enough cheek to make sure that I looked like I had something on. And then the rest of it was just a dark eye and a big lash.
Yeah.
So that was what we came from. And for me to kind of break that down and be where I'm at now in regular drag, because my regular drag is different than my celebrity drag, to be where I'm at now, it's very different. And we grew up in that though. And that was what was beat into our heads. So yeah. It's tough.
It is.
A lot of these gals get started and they're like, oh, I'm going to do drag. Yeah, you probably are. Sure. But you're probably not going to love it at first.
Nope.
You're probably not going to love it.
You have to put on more to make it look like less.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, and we talked about this a few months ago. The term female impersonator was actually kind of a taboo statement now because, you know, there is a difference and, you know, there is still an art of female impersonation, but there's also a lot of trans individuals who find drag and then go, wait a minute, maybe this is the path my day-to-day life should go on.
Right.
And so we touched a little bit about like, at what point is female impersonation not the correct thing anymore? Celebrity impersonation is different though. Like,
well, and two, like, let me ask this question. What do you guys consider yourselves? Because I consider myself depending on the day, really, first mostly always a celebrity impersonator. But even when I'm in drag, I still like to think that there are some elements of me that are very passable and can be considered to be, you know, female impersonation. I don't consider myself a drag queen because when I think drag queen, I think overdrawn eyebrows, large colors, big cheeks, the stuff you see on in pageants. So, I mean, what do you guys consider yourselves?
That's definitely the same for me. When I first started doing drag, I hated being called a drag queen because I related that to campy, over the top, loud, fluorescent, big-haired entertainers. I'm like, I am not that. I am a woman. I am a female impersonator.
I'm a gal.
And, I mean, even to this day, you know, I'm a pageant queen. That's my role. You know, I love the gowns and the glitz and the glamour. And I still consider myself to be a female impersonator because my drag is a female persona.
Right.
You know, yes, it's drag. Yes, I'm a drag queen, and I love being a drag queen. So all the haters out there, stop it.
Right.
Yeah, for the longest time, I hated being called a drag queen. I thought it was so derogatory for my craft and my art and what I did. But yeah, I consider myself female impersonator more than.
Well, here's the twist too. Like coming directly from Candy Stratton, who is trans, she's like, "You are not a drag queen. You are a female impersonator."
Right.
I love that.
So at this point, like, where do you draw the line then? If a trans impersonator who does celebrity impersonations is telling you you're not a drag queen, you're a female impersonator because of the aesthetic you have, like, then where's the debate at that point? Like that wall just got knocked down.
Right.
Right.
Well, and go ahead, Jade.
Well, I was going to say, like, my story is almost the exact opposite of Amethyst's because I never wanted to look passable. I wanted to look cartoony. I wanted to be the animated version of that. And I've done a couple looks where, like, I did my makeup and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She's a pretty girl.
I'm a
this
girl.
One in particular. But, you know, for me, it was always, I took drag queen as a badge of honor. Just because I also come from a bit of a clown background. So I'm a clown queen, not as much as some of my kids. And you know who you are, and I love you. But yeah, it's interesting to find the all of the idiosyncrasies of the drag world and the impersonation world. Just like, I love hearing that Candy Stratton is like, yes, female impersonation.
Right.
that's amazing. As a female person, like, to hear her say that makes me go, okay, I don't feel as guarded with my speech, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, just cycle that back and maintain that intelligence for another time.
Well, let me ask this too, because like this was a big thing that I dealt with at the very beginning of my career. I come from a very strict, like, Southern Pentecostal background. Like, that's a real thing. Like, we are pew hopping, floor beating Baptists, okay, but Pentecostal, so 10 times worse. But and no offense to the Pentecostals out there, I still love y'all. That's why I love big hair to this day. My mother had that Tower of Babel stuck up on her hair up, skirt down. That was the motto in my house. So, but the thing is, I look at drag queen, or I used to, I don't anymore technically, but I used to look at drag queen as people who kind of made fun of women or kind of over exaggerated that. And then when I started to discover my craft, the women in my life are just amazing. And I would never want to bring any kind of shame or disregard on them. So when I'm doing Rebo or I'm doing Cher, I am lauding these women. I'm saying, I want to be you. Like, let me take the pressure off of you being you for a minute. Let me hold the burden, you know? And a lot of times there were a lot of gals back home who would like do that over exaggerated stuff and just constantly make fun of women. And that always sat funny with me because, and I think that's because I grew up at my grandmother's hip. I'm a mama's boy, like, to this day. And I don't like to see that being made fun of, but I've learned to appreciate it now. Definitely learned to appreciate the art form of the funny queen or the camp queen, the clown queen, you know? It's just like Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof. He's God's clown. So, I mean, if it's good enough for Sheldon Harnick, it's great for me, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. I think one of the biggest things, and that's one of the big reasons we have this show, is to just get different points of view of the drag world and impart that to everybody who's watching, who we have a lot of people watching tonight, which is amazing.
Yay!
But yeah, there was another question. Where was it? Oh, here's a really good question. And I'm ready to dive into this one. Is there any male celebrity that you would want to do or someone suggested?
I have an answer for that one. I've actually done Freddie Mercury before, and that was super fun. We have an annual turnabout show, and that's where the drag queens perform as males and the male performers perform as drag queens. And so we do the little flip-flop. Everyone has fun. Sometimes, like, we'll help each other out. Like, the drag queens are painting the male performers' faces to get in drag. They borrow all of our stuff. We borrow all of their stuff. And, like, the mustache I bought for that was just so hilarious because it was this long handlebar that came down to, like, here. I had to, like, end up snipping it because it was too long. But I ended up giving that to a local male performer because I was like, I used this one time. Like, I am not obviously going to use it again. So I'm just going to, like, give this to you because I know you're going to use it.
Was it Cobain?
No, it was actually Gail.
Oh, Hamilton. Okay.
Hamilton star,
Okay.
yes.
And I must say, here in New Mexico, we have some of the best male performers that I have seen in a long time. A lot of times you see these male performers, they get up there in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and they go out there and they do their little 2 steps or whatever. These boys take it so seriously out here. My drag father, one of Kiki's really good friends and one of mine too, Tracy Michaels, is probably one of, if not the best. He, Cobain Eric's, Hamilton Star, these guys put everything into it. And there is so much to be said about boys, like actual either bio boys or women that are pretending to be men doing this, that is so beautiful to see. Because like Cobain does the best. I do an impersonation show once a year, and every year I say, I don't ask you for anything throughout the year. All I want is your Freddie one time a year. And every year he comes, he brings something different, and he just kills it and just kills it and kills it every time. And it's interesting too, because I don't think a lot of times men are looked on as performers per se in the drag community. They're just like kind of placeholders, but not here, boo. No, not here.
And what you have to realize too is they try twice as hard to get the attention that drag queens do.
Right.
And it's that drag queens have that inherent thing that people are just like, oh, I'm so excited to see what they're gonna do next. But you don't understand, like, these men have to come out here and try twice as hard because just in general, like, there's this stigma behind it that like they're just not going to be entertaining. But like, if you can work that stage, like, baby, like, sometimes those are better than like the drag queen performances.
Yeah, and it takes more than a tank top and a pair of jeans and a cowboy hat.
Oh yeah,
right thing. You know, one of the ones that I love the most is Landon Cider.
Oh
yeah.
my god,
bitch.
Talk about head to toe
Hold
transformation.
on, I have to adjust. Hold on.
Yeah.
Center yourself. Refocus.
Yes. Yes. Landon, the contours, the costumes. Like, did you see him do Bad Santa? What was Angelina Jolie's ex-husband? What's his name?
Brad Pitt.
No.
Tommy Lee Jones.
No, the other one. The old man.
I know who you mean.
What's his name? He played Bad Santa. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about, but
I want to say Billy something, but that's not right.
French fried potatoes. Hold on. That's what I think of him as.
What is his name? Anyway, wait. Billy Bob Thornton. Landon Cider did Billy Bob Thornton as Bad Santa. Like,
oh, I thought you were talking about his Dark Santa that he did.
From the movie. From the movie Bad Santa.
Okay.
Identical to Billy Bob Thornton, and he is a short Mexican woman.
Right.
To a T. Yeah. Billy Bob Thornton. Look it up. You have to. It's the best. We're going to be doing upcoming on the show. We're all going to be drag kings.
Oh.
I'm going to be studying Landon Cider inside and out to do my drag king look. But
his Krampus that he did very recently was like, sometimes I just look at people like that and I'm like, my God, where do you get it? Where does it come from?
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's Leather Daddy Werewolf.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Basement flooded. Completely flooded.
I'm moist.
No home insurance.
Oh, I hate that word. I hate that word so much. Not a lick.
No home insurance.
Not a lick.
It's flooded. No home insurance.
Well, gotta buy a new house now. Thanks.
Totally.
But yeah, to piggyback onto that, next month the entire month of March we are dedicating to our kings.
Yeah,
so
well, if you want Tracy Michaels on the show, he's literally my neighbor. He lives like across this wall.
Make it happen.
We're gonna talk.
Yeah, and Trey is the title holder. He's an amazing. He's my drag dad, and well, I'm his illegitimate drag daughter. I'm the one he doesn't talk about. But he is one of the ones that, like, if you're gonna study a male presenting person that is performing on stage, he's one to look at, because he just, every time he gets up there, he does everything that he can to ensure that the audience is having a great time.
And that, we have a performer around here. He goes by Big Daddy. I love Big Daddy. I was Miss Central Pennsylvania Pride when he was Mr. I have never watched a performer, anytime someone's holding out a tip, he will take that tip. He doesn't give a damn about that tip, but he will sing right to you and move your soul.
Yep.
And he is the sweetest person ever. I need to read.
There's something to be said about that connection with your audience too.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I feel like I make more of a connection like this than I do as my regular drag persona. Like my hostess persona, people want to feel that connection with this person. And for me, that's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, is like, there was a guy, he was like, my dad is in the back. He's never been to a drag show, but Reba McEntire is his favorite. Will you go talk to him? And I went and talked to this guy, and we just sat and talked for like an hour.
Aww.
Just because he wanted to talk. And I was like, you know what? If this helped you, because he was sick, there was something, I forget what was wrong, but he was sick. He wasn't doing well. This was the first time he'd been out of the house. And like, that's why I started doing this. If I can bring you out of what you're going through, even if it's for my little 3-minute performance, then I've done my job.
That's the greatest joy of what we do.
I'm telling you.
And especially pride when you see those little kids.
The babies.
Oh, they walk and they're holding the they can barely walk, but they're holding that dollar for the princess that they want to give it to.
Right.
Breaks my heart. I love it. Those are the things that I cherish for drag. Is changing.
There's this beautiful picture from Reading Pride a number of years ago. My dear sister, who unfortunately passed away this week, Gracie Freebush, just holding up this little girl who just wanted to give her a tip. And she's like, nope, this is your song now. And just the two of them dancing. Nobody else in that audience mattered. It was just this little girl and Gracie.
Yep.
That was, I went to Tucson 2 years ago to do, I used to sell Tupperware. So I went to Tucson to do a Tupperware party, and my sister Lucinda Holiday, who we all know, made for a queen, fantastic jewelry. Please visit her shop. We have got to support local right now. Her, Rocks by Cox, all of those gals that are working so hard. Please. So we did a show, and it was some kind of chili cook-off at this country bar. And this little girl came in, and what was so cute was they gave her a fishing net, and she walked around and she collected money. She was just taking money from people to try to get, we were collecting for the food pantry in town. And there are the adorable pictures that I absolutely love and that are printed and in my house of Lucinda and I just holding the baby and like talking to her. And it just melts my heart. It's cold. Every time I open my legs, a light bulb comes on, but I do have a heart somewhere in there. But it's just that just melts my heart. You know, I love that.
Me too.
I'm gonna get a little weepy for a second. I am so ready for the day that we can perform again, because like this week I had that. I want to lip sync. I want to perform. I want to be able to be in front of people and it not be toxic. So like we say all the time, wear your damn masks. We're almost through it. We can see the finish line.
So close.
Don't give up until the race is over.
Absolutely. And that first show that we all do, they're going to get served the house down.
Oh, yeah. A building's going to be packed. We're going to be feeling the energy. Like we missed
Bunny Cruz, one of our local celebrities out here, has said, I don't know if we're performing on the nights that the bar's open, but I sure am.
How about
I don't know, she said, but I am.
That mother's going to be burned down that night.
The house.
Yes. I'm so excited for that.
So to switch gears a little bit, we did get a very serious question, and I like this question.
Ooh.
How did your families react to you doing drag? I'll start with that one because I love this answer. I was doing a dinner theater show and I was playing a female elf who worked at the North Pole. And my grandmother would always joke with whoever is in the house, like, oh, there he goes wearing his war paint again. My family didn't care. They knew who I was. They had my number. They were like, this little homo is going to do something.
My mom
was right.
My mom was kind of the same. Like when I first came out, actually, she asked me initially, around the time I was 18. She said, Dustin, are you gay? I said, no. And it was a couple weeks later, I went back to her and I was like, Mom, do you remember what you asked me a couple weeks ago? And she said, yeah, you lied. So, you know, she's always been my number one fan. I performed for her live. I've done a lot of numbers for her. I think I have a picture of her putting my pantyhose on. My pantyhose.
Not tights.
Pantyhose.
That's a thing.
My very first number that I ever did down in DC when I started. There's a picture of her putting my hose on. So she's always been my #1 fan from day one. So yeah.
I have
Awesome.
a similar story to Amethyst. Like my mom straight up just told me I was gay. She was like, I've known for a while. She pretty much just like came out to me in a way, like, you're gay. So she knew about it. I think what eased her into being comfortable with the drag side was I started with charity. Like I did charity work and started with drag. Like that's what I did, and that's what she liked about it the most. And like I grew up with like a sister and a mom, and that was it. So just being a girl sometimes is just normal.
Yeah.
And Jessica?
God, I hope my family's not watching this. I came from a very, very, very strict Southern upbringing. My dad had a little issue with me being gay. My mom always knew. It was one of those things. Like I think I told you earlier, Amethyst. Like I played Edna Turnblad in Hairspray when I was in high school, and I looked at my grandmother, who is my more progressive grandmother, and I was like, I bet you never thought the day you'd see me in a big red dress. She was like, oh, honey, we were making bets on when it would be.
Oh, bless her heart.
So that was one side of it. And the gay thing has never really been an issue. My dad's totally cool with the drag thing because he thinks it's really neat that I do Reba McEntire, and his friends are like, wow, that's cool. My mom is not. My mom is not cool because I might get weepy here. I was told early on when I started doing drag that it was a glorified form of stripping. And that because people were, giving me money to be in front of them or whatever, that it was something that I shouldn't be doing. So like a funny story to go along with this is the first time my mom came to New Mexico 3 years ago, she came down for Balloon Fiesta, and we were getting the house all together and everything. And I was in our closet, which doubles as our drag closet because it's basically another room. And I started hanging curtains over where our drag was because I was like, I can't, my mom's not gonna see that. She likes the fact that we do it for charity, but she always has some sort of little knife to twist about me doing drag. So I mean, they're all right, she's not, but that's just, that's her problem because it's never stopped me. Honestly, I mean, look at me. I mean, how many people are watching right now? I mean,
right. There's a lot of people watching, and
right.
And here's the twist too. Like we've partnered up and raised thousands of dollars for families that have nothing.
Have given Christmases to children who don't have anything, and my mom looks at that aspect of it, and then she would say something like, "Well, if you had just done it as a boy,
we wouldn't have raised as much money."
Right.
Completely irrelevant.
Right. So
irrelevant.
That's a tough one for me.
Sure.
That was tough.
I'm sure.
I'm sorry if you're watching, if you feel that was any kind of like dig at you. It was not. That's it's just how the story happened,
Right.
And
it is, I guess you were her little boy, and she had a certain expectation.
Right.
And you went a different direction. That wasn't her plan.
Well,
she'll get over it.
Now I'm her big old girl, so.
and Jessica's mom, we love you.
We do.
And we love Jessica. And she's changing the world. She's changing people's lives. She's raising money for a good cause. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Stay little boy. Just a fabulous looking Reba McEntire.
All right. Enough of that. All right. That's enough.
All right. So we do have time for one more question. We did get a lot of questions. I'm sorry we didn't get through them all this evening. We love you. We adore you.
That was probably my fault because get me wound up and I just keep going.
Oh, girl, no. We go over all the time. But our final question for this evening from Vicky, when you, I have such a hard time saying this next word. When y'all can finally perform, I'm such a northerner.
That broke my heart. I have to go.
I'm so sorry.
I have to go.
When y'all can finally perform with an audience again, what number do you think will be your first one to perform?
All of them. A mega mix, 47.
Mine's going to be 35 minutes long, so get ready.
Done. Half-hour mixes all around.
We're going to have a stage hook pulling drag performers off.
Actually,
like, literally 10-minute long drag mix, like hair flips and all. Like, mama, you brand outfit, brand new hair, brand new makeup. Like,
yes.
You don't think the makeup has expired by now? Honey, it's going to be
it's been a year
makeup
and
too.
Yeah.
I've actually thought about this, and I don't. I think it's going to shock people, but I think my very first number that I'm going to perform is not going to be a celebrity number. I'm a ballad queen. That's what I love to do.
You gonna make everybody cry?
I am.
Yes.
Kiki has a funny story about making people cry. I did it to her. So I think I will be doing "You Are My Friend" by Patti LaBelle.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Just because you know what? When we're finally all back in our safe spaces, and we're finally with the people who we consider family, that's just the message that I need to send. Is no matter what shit we've been through, even if we fought right before the pandemic, you're still my friend. You're still my sister.
Here.
I'm still here, and I still love you.
Ugh. Killing me, Jessica. I love
I know. I'm sorry.
I love it. That is right up my alley. I love it.
How about you, Kiki?
I'm gonna do that same number, but better.
Sit on my freshly painted nail.
No, I don't know. I think it would really be like a drag mega mix, maybe something that's like
get on up.
Something very that like I've been jonesing to glue on a wig and flip my hair for a year now. Like, every single 5 seconds, we're gonna be.
Yes.
Get it.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amethyst, what are you gonna do?
Man, that is so hard to nail down. I mean, I'm gonna have to spray adhesive everything on me, probably, and I'm gonna have to stretch because I'm 50. Well, hopefully, not quite yet. Not quite yet. I don't know. All the numbers I do are definitely about a message of love and light. I recently did Dionne Warwick's "We Are the World." Not "We Are the World." What the World Needs Now.
Yes.
Is "Love, Sweet Love." It was hard to get through that song because it actually meant something. Those words, I was like, "Son of a bitch."
It's so true.
Yeah. So, boy, I really don't know. There's such a list that I would want to do, but it would definitely have a message of I love you and we're here and keep on keeping on. I don't know. I really don't.
What about you, Jade?
I was sitting here thinking about it, and I was like, I want to do something fun and powerful and cheeky, and I was like, you know what? My first song back is going to be "I Just Want to Fucking Dance" from the Jerry Springer musical.
Yes.
Star Powers was the first person I ever seen did that, and I was on the floor.
It's hilarious.
It starts out all beautiful and ballady, and then it's like, burn!
I've done that number a couple of times, and I try to avoid like the drag go-to things, and I just look like an idiot just flailing around. And I regret nothing.
Yeah. How could you?
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
And in the words of my husband, whip crack MP3, LOL.
Yes.
Joella Post remix down.
There you go.
I mean, come on, Joella Post.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I think every drag queen that has ever existed has done an entire or at least a part of a Joella Post remix.
Yeah, and if you're probably gonna do it when you get back.
Yeah, that's it.
I did.
My lashes are falling off my face. Yes, absolutely.
Baby,
My nails
the
are broken.
chicken is in the pot.
Chicken. I lost some nails because I was cooking some chicken in the frying pan. Yes. Yes, ma'am. We've all done that one. Guilty.
This has been such a fun educational night. Like,
It's been so fun.
Yeah. Sadly, we are reaching the end of our show for the evening, but I want to give everyone a chance to just impart some last minute wisdom to everybody. Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Amethyst, take it away.
I'll go first. That's fine. Jessica and Kiki, first and foremost, thank you for being part of our little big show here on Inside the Drag Closet. It was such a pleasure to meet both of you, to learn from you, and to grow the sisterhood that we all have here. You know, it doesn't matter where we live or where we come from or what our background is. We are all sisters in this, and it's great to know that we are one big giant family in this clown circus that we do. To all the friends and family of Inside the Drag Closet, thank you for making this show what it is, and for buying our merch, and you know, for keeping us relevant and keeping us alive and giving us a reason to speak and to be human and to show you all the love and light that we possibly can. We do this for you, and honest to God, it is for you. And I'm so grateful to be on this show and to be surrounded by friends and family and my 3 co-hosts. It's been an amazing ride, and I can't wait for the future. There will be a time where you will see me tear the house down, and I can't wait for that. But until then, be kind to each other, respect each other, respect yourself and love yourself. Wear your masks, stay away from each other. And let's make 2021 something to remember and be proud of. So I love you. Thank you so much.
I love that.
Awesome.
Kiki?
I would say if you're thinking about doing drag, just do it. Don't be scared. Ask for help. There's plenty of drag queens across the country that will send you messages, tips, any products that they use. Everything we're buying right now is either local or online. So if there's any local queens, we know the place to get it. Support local. Make sure these places are not going out of business. We miss our crowd, so when we are able to get our safe spaces back, pack the house. And that's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Jessica?
First, I want to say thank you to my 2 new sisters, because that is what I feel right now. I am so honored to have been here with you guys tonight and to have been able to get to know you guys through this better. And I see such a beautiful friendship forming here, and I'm so excited for it. So thank you so much for having me. To my old sister and my best friend, I love you more than my luggage. I really, really do. I love you more than you'll ever know. You've made my life a very special place, and I'm so happy that you are in it. To the people who are watching, thank you so much for the questions that you asked tonight. Thank you for wanting to know more. Thank you for wanting to educate yourself. Thank you for giving us a platform, because without you guys, we're just here rambling to nobody. So thank you guys so much for that. And y'all stay safe and just love. Please love. There's so much hate in the world right now. There was so much with this messy election, and I know we're not gonna get into politics, but there was so much mess. Let's stop that mess. Let's move from it. Let's grow from love, learn from love, be in love with yourself and with everybody else. Because if we're not all loving each other, we're not doing anything for each other. So I love y'all. Thank y'all so much again. Y'all have really just made my entire week. This was everything that I needed and more. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to the viewers. We love you hard, hard, hard. We swear to God, as we would say in New Orleans.
I love that quote. I'm writing that down.
Please do.
I want to thank the 3 of you for being here tonight. Tonight was so much fun. It was educational. It let Amy and I try a skill we haven't really used very much. And
did it well, and did it so well. Both of
oh,
them.
we're going to be doing some more celebrity impersonation.
I was say, I hope it lit a fire and like
Right.
you like dig into your little celebrity portfolio and see who else you can do.
And one
I'm
day
literally
we're all
looking
gonna
at
do
a
show
Cyndi Lauper
together.
wig right now, and I'm like, she's next.
Awesome.
And
So
we're all
excited.
doing a celebrity show together when it's safe.
Yes,
There
I'm
it is.
all about it.
There it is.
I can't wait to tear this nose off.
I can't
My
wait to
chin-
watch you tear it off. I'm so excited for that.
My chin has been migrating this entire show.
So is my boobs, so it's all good.
Nice.
It's falling.
But I want to, again, just thank you to the three of you. This night was so much fun. Kiki, thank you so much for the suggestion for tonight. Oh my God, this was so much fun. Jessica, my new sister, I adore you. And she's here too. Love and light. Amethyst, I'm going to quote Jessica Stone DeLorean for a second. I love you more than I love my luggage.
My luggage is Louis Vuitton, so that's debatable. You know I
So
love
tune in next week where I have a different co-host.
And we're done here. Bye.
Unavailable.
Next week's show is going to be amazing. My co-host will be Scarlet Overkill, and it's going to be a very interesting show. We have Scarlet's drag mother, Aurora F. Sterling, will be joining us, and I'm calling the show The Family That Slays Together because not only is Aurora a sickening drag performer, but she's also a devoted father. So we are going to have Josh, Aurora's son, joining us for the episode. So it's going to be amazing. You'll get to see the idiosyncrasies of being a drag family. Well, not drag family. I thought that through. Yeah.
It's all right, sis. It's all good. It's the end of the night. We're good.
It's been a fun night, and this nose is eating my brain.
We both want to tear our faces off, literally.
True. She's going to be gone. But everyone, make sure you tune in every week to Inside the Drag Closet on WLFE-DB Radio. Remember, you can watch us on Facebook Live or over on YouTube. You can always comment. We love to answer your questions. If there's ever a question you're afraid to ask or you just don't want your name attached to it, you can always email us at InsideTheDragCloset@gmail.com. But we have reached the part of the evening where there's only one thing left to say, and that is, good night, kids!
Good night, guys.
WLFE-DB.com.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.